Adventure Vacation are back here again. Moving on to the next video. So I've done Universal Studios Florida, done Islands of Adventure. Now we're moving on to Universal Studios Hollywood. All right. The park that wishes it could. The park that has no identity, whatever you want to call this. This park. It was awesome. I went to California and did all the things in California we did. This is probably one of the most disappointing things there. There's just nothing like, there's barely anything unique in this park, which I will touch in on this. Talking about, just the rides of this park and stuff like that. But enough of my ranting, we'll get it rolling. Number 7, ride at Universal Studios Hollywood, Minion Mayhem. Again, great ride. I talked about this Universal Studios Florida. Great ride. It is overshadowed by some things here just because this is like a conglomeration of other park rides. Basically it's like Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure kind of jammed into one a little bit. But for me, it's number 7 ride here. Number 6, Studio Life of Pets. An actually unique thing here. Wow, it's crazy. That's why I honestly put it over Minion Mayhem, because it is a unique thing too here. But it's still a fun ride. I definitely could use, I think, like a little update and starting to get like a little old, but don't remove it. It's only one of the new things here. Don't ever do it. just upgrade it a little bit. We'll talk. All right, that's why it's not higher on the list. But again, it's unique. I like it. That's why it's better than Minion Mayhem. 6. 5. Mario Kart. The problem with Mario Kart, it is fun, and it is unique-ish. I mean, it is in Epic Universe, but at least it's like just somewhat. It's just, again, this Mario Kart in general, I think they missed the mark a little bit with this. I think this should have been faster, is the thing. Like, I get you're trying to have fun with the whole, like, wearing the goggles and shooting the shells and stuff, but I feel like if you just would have, like, not done the whole headset type deal and made this like a faster type deal, like I feel like it should have been, we've been talking. That hits this ride a little bit. That's why for me it's number 5. Number 4, Jurassic World. It's the only water ride here, so it kind of carries the load on keeping you cool in the hot summer, because it's California, it's gonna be hot. So it's carrying that. It's still fairly unique. I mean, there's a lot of things you can say are similar to Jurassic River Adventure, but it is still unique, being on the Jurassic World side of stuff. So I'll give it some points on that too. It's fine, but again, there's times of the year where you don't want to do this, right? This one is December, you don't want to ride this. So it's just one of those things where it's like, that's what kind of hits it for me, why it's not like a more top ride for me. But again, this one thing they probably could use another water ride here. So that'd be a thing they maybe should look at doing. 3, Revenge of the Mummy. Again, it's just the same thing that's in Orlando, but it's still a good ride, right? I'm not going to hit the ride necessarily for that. But again, this is more of like the things they should be changing up. Like, not saying change this ride, but again, adding more unique rides. Like, they feel like they almost treat the Universal Studios Hollywood like a third-rate park. And it shouldn't be treated that way. It needs to have its own unique value. Just like how, like, Disneyland and, Disney World have obviously some similarities, but also have big differences that make each unique. I feel like there's so little different here compared to Universal Studios Florida that if you've been to Florida, you come here and you're like, that's really the only new things. So yeah, but this is not the problem. Revenge of the Mummy, good ride. 2, Studio Tour. The best thing that is unique here is this. So again, don't mess with it. Cool, good. The only thing that's like, I think a hindrance is how much of a time sink this is, being an hour long. To go through this, it's like a pretty big time sink in your day to go into this, but it is still really unique, really fun. Cool, you can see celebrities with it, with new movie shoots in the area and stuff like that. So not gonna hit it too crazy. For me, it's the second best ride at Disney. I'll call it a ride. It's kind of not really a ride, but I'll give it enough of credit for a ride. But the number 1 thing easily here, Forbidden Journey. It's the best thing at Universal Studios down in Florida. For me, it's the best thing here as well. Again, kind of that whole Harry Potter carrying the park type deal. Like, if it wasn't for this, like, Studio Tour is fine, Revenge of the Mummy's fine, but like all these are just fine. Like, there's no like, at least but like a Hollywood Drift, so that should help in this department. I think the Hollywood Drift ride's gonna be pretty high up here, as long as that delivers. So at least that's coming. But again, this park needs some other stuff. Need to go into some other IPs and bring some other of those IPs into here. Like, again, like adding more Mario Kart, right? Not Mario Kart, but Mario in general. Adding more Mario, bringing those things they talked about, like possibly the Zeldas, the Pokemons. Like, where is that at? This needs to be here. Like, I will be as crazy if, like, I think what they need to do, because there's talk about obviously Epic or Islands of Adventure, maybe get something like that. If you have different ride ideas, put one in Florida and the different one over here in California. So again, there's a uniqueness per park, but you're also touching those IPs, and it gives people a big reason to come based on those big IPs. But that's a whole separate talk I'm going to talk about what things Universal should add, because there's a lot of stuff like in the Fan Fest they're doing that should be more permanent. But yeah, that's my thoughts right now. Comment down below if you think I'm a dummy, you didn't like my, you obviously can agree with me. This is the best list there is. Let me know those comments, like, subscribe, all for more of these lists. Yeah, that's all I got. Have a good one.